Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Xavier Smith, and today I'm going to be talking about scarcity in economics. So let's get into it by just saying what scarce resources are and what free resources are. So the idea of scarcity is that there's only so much of something. So someone has to give up something to get something else. So like if there's only a limited amount of like food, like pizza, right? If there's one slice of pizza, then there's a scarce amount. There's not an infinite amount of pizza. And if there's like 16 slices and 20 people, well, like there's 20 customers walking in. What do they have to give up like for the pizza? So there's scarce. They can't just have all that they want. They could get like one slice and they could pay like $3, right? So they have to do a little exchange. But for something like a free resource, which is means like there's an infinite amount basically, or even if it's not infinite, it's almost like it doesn't matter if you're using it, someone else is using it. You can take as much as you want and it just won't change anything. So a free resource is like oxygen in the air when you're outside. But a scarce resource could be like if you're in an enclosed room and it's like airtight, then oxygen is a scarce resource because there's not so much of it for everyone else. So, something you'll learn about scarce resources as well is that if you're using them, then someone else can't be. So, a scarce resource could be like labor. Because you might be like, well, there's like 8 billion people in the world. Wouldn't labor be free? Like you can get labor wherever? No, because free would mean anybody would want to do anything. Like anybody would be like, yeah, I'll go work in a factory for 12 hours a day, right? But it's scarce because you can't have the same person like in three different factories and they won't be working 20 hours a day, right? So labor would be scarce. So this is just some examples. So scarce are things that there's not an infinite amount of, right? You have to give something up to take because there's not just infinite amounts. You can't just take whatever you want because then everybody else can't have what they want. So you have to give something to take. But a free resource is something you don't really have to give anything. It's just all there. Like the amount of water in the ocean. If you're trying to like make salt from ocean water, right? You making salt doesn't affect anyone else making salt, and you can just make salt for as long as you want, right? Because there's just so much ocean water. You might be like, well, eventually the ocean will run out. Yeah, but it's not practical that it'll run out. So you'll also learn about something called rivalry from my teachings. That's like if you're using something, someone else can't be using it. So same thing with labor. Like if you're using this person in your factory, another factory can't use the same person. So they're rival, like, and if your use of something affects someone else's use of something, then it's a scarce resource. Like a Mountain Dew bottle, for example. You're just like, okay, well, there's tons of Mountain Dew at like the store or in this 12 pack, right? And there's two people. You're like, well, clearly the Mountain Dew's not scarce because we can have as much as we want. No, but it is because if someone's using one of the Mountain Dew containers, right? You can't be using the same one at the same time. So that's what a rival thing is. So that's scarce. So free would be oxygen, like oxygen outside, water in ocean, right? And then scarce things would be like, I don't know, cookies in a box. Cookies, a box. Because you can't have as much as you want. Other scarce things would be like clothes in a store, right? Because like they're gonna run out. I have this problem a lot where I'm like, dude, those pants are really cool, right? I want those, but they're sold out and they're just sold out online. They're sold out everywhere. Well, clearly anything that can be sold out is scarce because there's not an infinite amount of them. So tons of resources you'll realize are scarce. Like land is scarce because there's only so much of it. So that's why we have to pay to get land. If land was infinite, right? Like the world just kept going, then maybe land would be free. I don't think it would be actually because it's not probable that we have infinite land, right? So the free resources are the things you don't really have to worry about. You don't have to exchange for them. You're just getting oxygen from the air. But the scarce ones are you have to worry about them. You're like, okay, there's only a limited amount of this, so what do I have to give to get some of that? Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I hope this video was helpful.